Look at that.
Fabulous. Thank you, Maddie. Does it really make a difference where you fill up? 3 drivers have put the big servos to the test as part of a special 7 News cost of living investigation. And tonight, we have the results.
Everyday Australians with everyday petrol pains. Meet Anita, Tia and Peter. 3 drivers determined to get bang for their buck at the Bowser.
I'm excited to see what different servos will have different brands.
They wanted to know if the servo they filled up at made a difference to how far their fuel would go. So we followed their driving habits over 2 months. Each used a different type of fuel. They filled up 4 times at different service stations and logged their mileage.
We want to make sure everyone's selling the same product, no one's getting an unfair advantage.
Mother of 2 Anita is filling up with standard unleaded, mostly using her Kia Cerato in trips between work.
I wouldn't imagine there'd be a huge difference. It will be good to find out.
Tia's next. She's using unleaded 98 on her Mini.
Usually a normal week is just to and from work.
And then there's Peter, the diesel driving greengrocer.
I'll be having a look around to see when I can try and get the best value for money.
So what was their experience? Anita's best result came from a Freedom service station, her worst a Caltex.
I will definitely weigh more on what lasts longer rather than price now.
Tia got the most out of her tank from a 7-Eleven, her worst a Shell, while Peter found Shell gave him the best result, with BP last.
Bang for buck driving around town and doing deliveries, and there were some substantial differences.
Our tests show there's no clear superior brand across the board, and experts say it's less about the petrol and more about the person behind the wheel.
It's the way you drive the vehicle. And so these results don't actually surprise me at all.
Drivers can get more out of every tank by following some tips. Ease off the accelerator and brake, make sure tyres are inflated and services are up to date, and limit the use of aircon and how much weight is in the car.
Reducing your fuel use by 15% across the whole year would see savings of around $400.
Money better spent elsewhere. Ned Balm, 7 News.
Sally's back now with the weather. And Sal, how's the weekend looking?
And the sun is set to shine this weekend with some warmer weather on the way as well. I'll have all the details with your full forecast next.
Tonight, 7 News headlines. It's believed the 5 men who died on a submarine voyage to the Titanic would have perished before they knew what had happened. A Liverpool barbershop is now closed for repairs after a Holden skidded out of control through the storefront. And the Prime Minister says a Russian diplomat squatting on land near Parliament House is no threat to national security. Now, here's Sally with Sydney's weather.
Thank you very much, Ange. Well, we saw a decent little downpour in the city last night after a pretty dry week, but just as quickly as it arrived, the rain was gone again. Today felt cooler in the city than the official reading of 19 degrees, and that's because we have those drier, cooler westerly winds. They really just strip the skin of moisture, so you actually feel the cold more. While the eastern suburbs in the city picked up around 5 to 10 millimetres with those early morning showers, the rain was lighter through the western pockets of the city today. Penrith and Camden also peaked at 19 degrees. Looking to the skies, the wet weather has now cleared out to sea, as you can see it just here. We've got a high pressure ridge just nudging in across the state tonight. That system's really going to keep the northern half of the state very rain-free across the weekend, while we will see a series of cold fronts just cruise through that southern half of the state, and that's going to trigger some showers and also snow across the weekend. Around the capital cities, if you're flying interstate tomorrow, 24 degrees into Brisbane, sunny skies there, 12 degrees in the nation's capital, 14 into Melbourne, 15 degrees and some showers continuing in Adelaide after a lot of wet weather there across the state, while in the west coast, Perth, 16 degrees, also a touch wet. Let's have a closer look at our state for our Saturday. Daytime temperatures generally above average through the far northern parts of the state tomorrow. They'll be below average across the southern regions of the state. A few showers also through the southern Alps and adjacent ranges. It'll be dry and mostly sunny elsewhere though. A top of 20 degrees in Newcastle, Batemans Bay heading for 19 degrees. Across Sydney tomorrow there will be plenty of sunshine. Tops of 19 degrees forecast through Liverpool and also Penrith. A little bit cooler at Terry Hills because it sits at that higher elevation. 18 degrees there. On the water tomorrow, westerly winds around 15 to 20 knots and they'll swing more northwesterly during the morning. The swell's just sitting around the 1 metre mark at the moment. It'll be dry in the city tonight with light winds and lows of 9 degrees. Tomorrow, 19 degrees and mostly sunny skies are forecast. The good news is the cloud will clear completely on Sunday. We've got tops of 20 degrees in the city and also the western suburbs. A little bit windy into Monday though, but no rain with that. Tops of 19 degrees. degrees. The only sign of wet weather will be around Wednesday, but as you can see, Ange, it will be very light.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Thanks so much, Sal. That is 7 News for this Friday. We will have updates for you throughout the evening. Weekend Sunrise starts at 7. I'm Angela Cox. From all of us here, thanks so much for your company. Have a great night.
Stream 7 News anytime, live and on demand on 7plus. And with 7news.com.au, you'll know the news now.